Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about an experience I had with an Etsy indie fragrance house brand, and I want your honest opinion if you think I'm right or wrong for being upset about how the transaction went through, or went by, or just the entire experience. Let's go. Now, because I am unsure if I am in the right or in the wrong for being upset over this, I will not at this time be letting you guys know who the house is. But at the same time, I don't want to put a house on blast when I could easily be in the wrong. So I'm just letting you guys know that's why at this time I am not going to let you guys know who the house is. So let's just kind of set the stage really quickly. I was making a lot of purchases for indie houses. You probably didn't see any of them in my haul videos because I've actually been keeping them a secret. And I've been looking for new houses, underappreciated houses, houses I've experienced with and buying more things of, generally so I could really have a nice variety of content for you guys on my indie fragrances that I wanted to share with you. It was really hard for me to start off the year doing it just because I was very sick and my upload schedule was really sporadic, so I wanted to really focus on it, or I want to really focus on it at the end of the year. But I was looking for some summer scents and I was on Etsy, and every week or two I go on Etsy to see if there's anything new. Cats are fighting in the background, so please forgive me. So I was on Etsy and I noticed there was a house that had just come up within the past few weeks and had no sales. Now let me be completely honest with you guys. The marketing for this house was so professional in regards to the images they had, the descriptions, and as we get later, the email that they sent me was so professional. It looked super on brand, like they had spent a lot of money and a lot of time marketing. And there's a lot of people that have a gift for that, a knack for that, or they won't launch their house until they have everything in order. So I'm not saying that there's anything shady about that, but I just kind of wanted to be clear that this was a very, very well presented house for a niche house or an indie house being sold on Etsy that I just launched. Also, this is Ariana. She was fighting. So I'm holding her for just a minute so she stops fighting with the cat so I can actually film this video. So there's also thunder in the background, please forgive that. I found two fragrances that I was really excited to try. They were unique enough that with their note breakdown, and they seemed like perfect summer scents, and I was looking for some summer fragrances to wear that were indie, and so I figured they were really inexpensive. They were under $40 a bottle, and there was a special discount. This is Kitty. There was a special discount where if you purchased like 2 bottles, you got a coupon code that was automatically added at checkout. So like I purchased it, bought it full price, and in the notes, and this is what I do with every indie house and sometimes even some niche houses, I will in the notes be like, hi, my name's Kristen, I run the channel Beauty Meow. I'm really, really excited to try these fragrances, and I'm hoping to be able to review them for my channel, and then I'll link to my YouTube channel. Now, it might not have been worded exactly like that, but it was pretty much that. Like, hey, I'm excited to review these for my channel. Here's my channel. It's just something I do with everything. I don't ever ask for anything for free, especially from indie houses. And I never expect anything for free either, but I do like to know that people know I'm a reviewer, because there's been some occasions where people are like, that's a fragrance, you know, that isn't too popular, you know, maybe you should try this fragrance, and I'll purchase it or they'll send me a sample of it or something. It's usually beneficial for them to know who they're selling it to, in regards to possibly getting on top of monetary business, also exposure. I always liked when people would purchase my glassware or purchase my art and be like, hey, you know, I'm purchasing this, you know, I'm going to use it in a video, or hey, I'm going to use this for this, is that cool? Or people would say, hey, you know, like, here's a picture, here's a button that I bought that's on my bag. Like, I always loved knowing what people were doing with my art and my stuff. Like, I was really super interested. And so I thought maybe if these people, or maybe indie houses, would be excited to know that somebody was reviewing their fragrances, albeit small channel like me, but maybe they'd get excited for it. It was nothing expecting anything for free. So I made my order. I paid what anyone would pay who was ordering, and that was that. The note was left at checkout. So a day or two later, I get an email from them, and they said something along the lines, and I'm going to TLDR it for you guys because I don't exactly remember, and it was along the lines of, hey, thank you so much. We prefer we do not want our fragrances to be reviewed because there's personal taste and we don't want it to be overtly picked apart So we are canceling your transaction. We'd be more than happy to send you samples of our fragrances for personal use only. Thank you so much for understanding. Now, obviously it was different than that, but it was pretty much like that summed up. So it was basically them saying, we don't want our fragrances to be reviewed. So you can't buy our stuff, but we will send you samples to try, but you can't review them. So no, thank you. And I thought that was so shady. I'll tell you why. Because I was coming at them as a consumer. It's nothing to do with, you know, oh my gosh, you can't review your stuff. I was excited to try their stuff. And if they had reached out to me and said, hey, we're a brand new company, we invested a lot of time and money in our channel, you know, we would, you know, we're really happy that you purchased our stuff, thank you. But could you not review our stuff? Because, you know, we know fragrances are very specific and we prefer, you know, not being like blasted for our first sale. Like, I still don't agree with it, but I understand. The thing though is Etsy lets you leave reviews. You can leave 1 to 5 stars and you can leave a written review. And so anybody can review the scent. Anyone can purchase the scent and then leave a review. So what would have stopped me from purchasing this if I didn't have a YouTube channel and then deciding I didn't like the scent and then leaving a negative review on Etsy? Reviews are part of like the system of businesses. It keeps businesses honest. And I think ultimately what it comes down to this is I was upset because it sounded like they wanted to censor and kind of manipulate the narrative of their fragrances. It's like, hey, no reviews. You cannot buy our stuff. You cannot have it, no. And that bothered me. That bothered me from a mentality of, you know, I bought this, I paid full price. I even didn't log into my Etsy account, so it was like just me checking out as a guest because I did it on my phone and I didn't remember my password for my old Etsy account. So for me, it was just kind of like, it felt a little shady. And to be perfectly honest, their response to me, like that letter that I summarized for you so horribly, was very well written. I'm not sitting here saying that people shouldn't be professional. You should be professional from the first sale to your last sale. But there is a level of how the letter was articulated to me that felt like they've written this kind of letter before. I'm not saying they did or didn't. It's all speculation. But it felt shady and it felt icky. And I was very upset, very upset. So this happened probably close to a month ago, maybe a little bit less. And I just want to know what you guys think. Like, is this shady behavior? Because I don't want to seem like, oh, hey, she's a YouTuber and she's mad because somebody didn't want her to review their stuff. It's not that. I bought that stuff. I have a consumer review channel. If you guys want me to review things for you guys, specifically indie houses, I want to purchase. I need to be able to give a completely unbiased review, and I do that with all my videos, but I'm gonna sit here and I know that people take the weight of reviews where the bottle was given for free over the reviews of people who purchased their bottle. So with all of the indie fragrances that I'm reviewing for you guys, I am making completely sure that I am purchasing every single one, because indie houses, I want them to get my money as well as any benefit to me doing a review as well if they've earned it. So if they're a great house, they got great fragrances, great prices, I want to be able to showcase that on my channel while also purchasing at full price or using any coupon that anybody can use, like the coupon that they had, which was automatic at checkout. So the fact that they said, you cannot have this because we do not want you to review it, and they refunded me without even asking, would you mind if you didn't do the review? If not, you know, we're new. It's like they didn't even ask me or come up to me. They just said, you can't review this. And to me, that's what was shady. That what was like a denial of service because they didn't want a review. It's not because they didn't like my channel, they didn't trust me. It's just like, we do not want a review because reviews are so subjective and we don't want it to be needlessly picked apart. But the thing is when you work in, when there's capitalism, you know, part of capitalistic society, to keep people honest, to keep businesses honest, reviews are so important. and I want to be able to give you guys unbiased reviews, and I don't want to gloss over things that I think are shady. And specifically when I go into these indie houses, I want this to be a positive, and I hate the idea of it starting off with this negative. But a lot of you guys wanted to know who this house was, and a lot of you guys wanted to know what my experience was, so I wanted to bring that to you guys. So that is the situation, that is what happened, and the question I have for you guys is, do I have a right to be upset over this, or am I blowing it way out of proportion, or am I being like an elitist brat about this, and is it really not a big deal? Please do not feel bad about hurting my feelings. I really would like to know what you guys think. As a review channel, I think it's important to show the positive and the negative, but I don't want to sit there and say any negative thing about any house and have it come down to, you know, like being bullying. I don't want to seem like a bully. I don't want to seem like an elitist snob, but I also know that this is a consumer channel, and it is about reviews, and it is about making recommendations for you guys. And if there's something that I think that's being shady, I do definitely think that you guys deserve to know. So let me know in the comments section what you guys think, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it's kind of not an enjoyable video. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.